Meanwhile, Wednesday's a busy day. There's a lot of interviews. Gonzalez spoke, Vrabel spoke, Drake May spoke, as did Stefon Diggs. And there was one answer from Diggs that stood out to me yesterday. We've talked a lot about him wanting the football, demanding the football, wearing out welcomes. And I wonder anyway.
All right. What are you wondering?
I wonder if we got a little bit of that yesterday. Here is Steph Diggs.
Yeah, it's super early. I mean, I feel like, I try not to pay too much attention to the chatter, but right now I'm at a point where I'm just doing what I'm told. I'm just doing what's asked of me. I want to be a key point in this offense as far as being part of the sale with things going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? We got a young team. We out there fighting. We out there, kind of getting on the same page. You see things kind of clicking here and there. So I just want to be a part of it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to do what I'm asked and be consistent, having a young quarterback that can ball, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to be at the right spot for him, you know what I'm saying? Gaining that confidence throughout games, I think it's going to pay dividends for us. So it's going to pay off. So just trying to stay consistent.
Okay. I try not to pay attention to the chatter.
Okay.
What's the chatter?
Well, first of all, congratulations are in order for Stefon Diggs.
Oh, he got asked about this as well.
Well, he's expecting a child with Cardi B.
If you want to say,
well, first I was just saying congratulations.
Oh,
so
yes,
that's what most of the chatter is. If you enter Steph Diggs into Bing and you're like, what's the chatter? The chatter's not football.
Chatter is Offset and Cardi B and Steph Diggs, and congratulations with a child on the way.
Yeah.
You're right. That is due. So that's some of the chatter with Diggs. Good point.
And then there's like the old clip of him in the Vikings locker room. There's the clip of him on Family Feud. There's a lot of those making
You had told me about that. I'd never seen the Family Feud clip until last night.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Pretty great.
Pretty good. So, well, I did wonder this a little bit. Was they win the game? Drake May celebrated for the game that he had. Ramondre Stevenson had an awesome game. The offensive line looked really good, and they won in Miami, which they never do. So everybody's all excited about that. But the wide receivers didn't do a whole lot. Now, Mac Hollins had a touchdown. Kayshon Boutte had a touchdown. So even if you're only going to have one catch, have a touchdown, and then you feel probably pretty good about it.
Sure.
But like Steph Diggs didn't really do a whole lot, and I just feel like, and I'm not even singling out Diggs. I'm just saying like any top-end receiver, any receiver who thinks he is one of the 10, 15, even 20 best in the league is going to want the ball a lot more, going to want to be productive. And maybe when you win, you're like, all right, that's fine. Like we'll see what happens. But if you lose a few more of those games, right? Like the Raiders game, like if you lose and your production is 4 catches for 32 yards, I don't know. Maybe you're not loving that as much. So I think it's always something to keep an eye on. I would have said that before week 1. Like, let's see how successful the team is combined with how successful he is, because he's someone we knows his stats. He told us his first press conference with the Patriots what his numbers were, what they were going to be had he played the second half of the season with Houston. So it's important to him, and I think that's fine. But in this answer here, he's like, hey, I'm just trying to fit in right now. He's trying to fit in.
I'm just doing what I'm told. I try not to pay attention to the chatter, which, again, you're right. Off the field, a lot of chatter about him and Cardi B and Offset and everything else. But when he's talking about, I took that as on the field.
Chatter, no, like, I'm sure.
Diggs is washed. He's not playing as much. Like, I imagine that's the chatter he's talking about. And he says, well, I try not to pay attention to it. I'm just doing what I'm told. Now, you could interpret that as, I'm on board. Right, I'm buying in. I'm doing what they're asking me, which he said later on in the answer.
That's what I think.
Typically when someone has, hey, I'm just doing what I'm told, man. I don't typically think that's a guy who sounds overly happy with their situation, but
that's what AJ Brown's saying in a very different tone, though.
Thank you, Nick. I was going to say the tone. Right. The exact same words can be said with a different tone, or depending on what the question even was or whatever. Like, hey, I'm being asked what I'm told. I think it's also different when it's a guy who is about to play his 3rd game with the team, rather than a guy who's been there for 3 years or whatever and has already had ups and downs.
Won a Super Bowl.
Like if Steph Diggs was in Houston again and said that, I think it comes across differently, or I would hear it differently.
I think this is something to watch with Diggs all year. If he's producing, then I agree. I don't care that he wants more numbers and he wants to put up production. The worst case scenario is he's kind of pedestrian and he starts squawking about his role. And he's not the only one.
Real quick, 2 weeks into the season.
Yep.
Who do you think leads the Patriots in targets?
Oh, it's got to be him, right?
It's Steph Diggs.
Yeah.
Who do you think leads the team in catches?
Oh, I might say Henderson for that. Is it Diggs?
Steph Diggs.
Who's 2?
In catches,
yeah,
it is Henderson with 8, and then Stevenson and Boutte are tied with 7.
Okay.
Diggs has 10.
Okay.
But his average yards per catch is not high. He's 3rd on the team in yards. and then still does not have a touchdown. But 2 games in.
And he's still playing the third most snaps as a receiver.
Yeah.
So, look, when he's out there, he's getting his targets. I'm telling you, that's something to watch with Diggs all year. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, knowing his history, reading too much into that comment. That's possible. That's something to watch with Diggs all year. I thought Demario Douglas answered questions a little better yesterday. Pop Douglas was asked, too.
Pop on the tape?
Yeah, he's been known to squawk in the past, too. He said, I feel like that was probably just the game plan for Miami, is what he told to Phil Perry of NBC Sports Boston. We felt they couldn't stop the run, so we did a lot of things to run the ball. I think we did a great job with that. I know I didn't play a lot, but we got the dub. I feel like it was a game plan that worked because we came out with the win. So he's making it sound like that's a one-off.
Yeah, you do
we
play them
won.
again.
I don't want to bitch about this.
Yeah, smart.
But there are a few elements in there of like, well, it worked this week, and, well, it was just for one game, and I'm not going to complain because we won, but I don't get the sense he's going to be happy with that role, and how could he? How could he be happy with that role?
Yeah, well, but he at least said all the right things right there because you did win. Like that's what is going to smooth everything over. Like if you have another game where, Drake May is targeting the running backs and the tight ends more than the wide receivers, but they win, well, then all your complaints kind of get ignored, or we look at them like, what are you talking about? You won. Like whatever you guys did offensively was enough to win.
Well, speaking of A.J. Brown, I think that's some of what he said after their 2 games. He's like, well, we're 2-0, and that's all that matters. But he's not happy.
No, he's definitely pissed.
Yeah.
He's definitely pissed. But then so as soon as you lose, and then they're like, well, what do you think happened? They'd be like, well, what do you think happened? Give me the ball. Give me the ball more and we'll win.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a cry as old as time.
Why do you go ask the coaches? Because I'm just doing what I'm told.
Yep, that's right. Well,
so get ready for that is all I'm saying. And I think you're getting little teeny tiny seeds of it, but they won.
More likely to
Everybody's biting their lip.
But both. Well, I would say A.J. Brown for sure frustrated. Steph Diggs, that's more debatable. But which one is more likely to score a touchdown this week? Brown, Diggs, or both? Because I was thinking about both.
More likely, I could say both. I would go.
No, I'm saying like if you really like both of them, you can say both. But you think I think A.J. Brown gets in. I think there's like enough kind of squawking with him that I think
also would go.
They force feed him the ball.
They play the Rams though. It's not an easy matchup.
No, true. But I mean, A.J. Brown's so good. I feel like they might just try to settle things down a little bit,
right?
And force it to him.
What's the likelihood he gets kept out of the end zone 3 games in a row? Just period. Just in a vacuum.
Right. So I kind of like
the likelihood that happens with Diggs. Probably pretty high this year.
Yeah,
especially
Diggs
coming
maybe
off
not.
the injury.
Yeah, Diggs maybe not.